When Tainted Grail, the Fall of Avalon was announced, I immediately put it on my wish list, and I felt extremely honored when Awaken Realms reached out, after seeing my older Tainted Grail conquest videos, to let me take an early look at the Fall of Avalon. The following video is a 10-hour gameplay session compressed into 8 minutes to give you the key indicators I experienced during my first few hours with the game. Let's talk about the setting first. I don't want to reveal too much of the story, so get ready to jump into a medieval dark fantasy world that gives you absolutely nothing. You'll have to make choices and live with the consequences. Because my setup isn't the best, I'm playing on low settings, yet the game still looks great. Even on reduced graphics, the landscape shots are stunning. Furthermore, this isn't the final version, and the developers are constantly improving the game. They also provide a bug report button in the settings so players can communicate issues immediately. As for perspective, you can play in either first or third person view, whichever suits your playstyle. Both options offer an excellent feel and overall experience. You begin as your typical dungeon prisoner who is drawn into the story as the main character. The various skill trees let you build your hero however you like. You can focus entirely on becoming a powerful two-handed weapon monster or create a hybrid such as a sword-wielding mage. The choice is yours, and the game even offers potions to reset your skill points, which is always a big plus in my opinion. There are plenty of skill trees to provide variety, but they aren't so complex that they'd overwhelm you. When it comes to combat and moment-to-moment gameplay, the developers in my view got many things right. You have a standard loadout wheel that you can access quickly to switch between presets for each situation. Setting up those presets and navigating your inventory feels smooth, and the detailed item and gear descriptions let you understand immediately what you're working with. What I enjoyed most about combat in my first few hours is that it's hard. It never feels like you can simply steamroll an opponent. A single hit from a two-handed weapon can easily take half your life, which is where blocking, parrying and dashing comes into play. Blocking an attack costs stamina but reduces or even fully negates the incoming damage. Parrying drains your opponent's stamina and creates an opening for a counterattack. And then there's dashing. With my build, I could dash 3 times before needing to recover those charges. As I mentioned, one heavy hit can wipe out half your life, so you have to respect every enemy. Don't just rush in and ignore your stamina bar. If you go all out and run out of stamina, you'll become exhausted, giving the enemy a free chance to strike. Playing as a sword-wielding magician, I found a sweet spot by opening with a few firewalls and then finishing foes off with my sword. To summarize combat, it feels great. You never feel like the invincible hero who can mow down trash mobs. Instead, you start as a peasant who must earn better gear and learn each enemy type's pattern before charging in. Regarding crafting and gathering, the Fall of Avalon lands in a sweet spot for me because collecting herbs, mining ore or digging up loot crates doesn't take too much time. I love exploring and gathering resources, but in other games that process can feel like a slog. Here it never does. You invest a small amount of time for a worthwhile payoff. And this leads me to what I really want to highlight. Exploring is rewarded. During the prologue, I wandered a few extra miles outside the usual path and was rewarded with a powerful ring. Nothing gains my respect more than when developers reward players' curiosity, and they've done exactly that here. And you'll need those rewards because combat is tough, especially the boss fights. Along your journey you'll meet several types of bosses, each with a unique moveset, a deranged brawler who hurls boulders, a flaming undead warrior, and a necromancer who really tested my limits. Not every boss encounter is telegraphed, so keep a stock of crafted potions, food and buffs at all times. You'll be grateful for them when these heavy hitters show up. But don't worry, you have more than just weapons, potions, buff foods and spells at your disposal. The soul fragment mechanic grants special abilities with varied effects. The fragment I obtained early on lets me slow time, giving me a crucial breather in tense fights. It's perfect for recovering, sizing up the situation or lining up a finishing blow. Beyond its deep combat and character building systems, the game includes several quality of life features that, in my view, are essential for long-term success. Fast travel is one of them. Some players criticize it as a nostalgia killer, but I think it's perfectly reasonable. Not everyone has endless hours to spare, and fast travel lets time-strapped players accomplish their goals during a short session. If you prefer to roam the world on foot and soak in the scenery, you still can. Fast travel is optional. There are a few elements I'm not fond of. The first is encumbrance. I understand the realism of a weight limit, but as a min-maxer who wants to sell every piece of loot, nothing frustrates me more. In the prologue dungeon you collect tons of gear and eventually you are forced to drop items because you're reduced to a snail's pace. Since you have to invest points into endurance to raise the carry limit, it can even discourage mage builds that would rather focus on spiritual stats than physical ones. Personally, I wish the developers had left encumbrance out. Something I haven't seen in many other RPGs and really want to highlight is the ability to start a new game from a specific act. This means you can skip individual sections you didn't enjoy without any drawbacks. It's a brilliant feature that massively boosts replayability, especially if you're eager to try out a new character build, like I did with my current run, where I'm going all in on a dual-wielding parry perfectionist. I also want to highlight how consistently the game rewards you. As you've probably noticed in these clips, your skills level up simply by using them. Medium armor improves every time you take a hit while wearing it, evasion rises when you dodge successfully, magic advances when you land a spell, and your crafting skills progress whenever you cook or create something. Each skill bar pop-up feels satisfying and motivates you to keep honing those abilities. One thing I wish I could share directly with you, but can't because of copyright, is the game's soundtrack. Imagine deep resonant drums rolling under raw, breathy horns, braided with the haunting call of a Hardanger fiddle. It's pure Nordic Viking energy and it does more than just sit in the background. It breathes with the world. When dawn breaks over the misty moors, the score shifts to airy flutes and distant throat singing, making the horizon feel twice as wide. Push into a shadowed burrow and low droning chants creep in, vibrating in your chest like an ancient warning. Even the quieter tracks, simple two-note pulls on a tangle harper, turn a mundane mushroom gathering stroll into a saga verse. What impresses me most is the way the music fuses with the ambient soundscape. Wind fretting through pines, ash flakes hissing off campfire logs, the distant groan of standing stones. Together they create an unbroken atmosphere that never feels looped or artificial. You don't just hear the world, you feel woven into it. So while I have to mute these tracks for the video, trust me, play the game with headphones. Let the beat carry you north of the known maps, where every footstep lands in rhythm with a heartbeat drum and every whisper of the wind feels like a verse from an old skaldic song. To wrap up, I'm truly enjoying the game. So many elements are executed perfectly and the few shortcomings are minor. Because I'm such a fan of the setting, I'm seriously considering a full playthrough series on the channel. Let me know in the comments if you'd watch and support that, and a huge thank you to Awaken Realms for granting me early access. I really appreciate it. You've crafted a fantastic addition to the Tainted Grail universe. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe.